Good morning and welcome to the issue 49. Today's topic is the rock top. Well, what does that mean? So I got this idea from a coach in an organization that I belong to, a guy named Kevin Voisin. And essentially what we were talking about was everybody's familiar with the rock bottom, right? We all know what it means to be the rock bottom. Some of us has been in the rock bottom before. And what is the rock top, right? Is there some resistance on the way up, right? I mean, the rock bottom is when you hit the floor, right? Boom, you hit the ground. But is there some resistance at the top? And when I say the top, I don't mean like the top of the world or any kind of nonsense like that. Is there resistance to expansion? Is there resistance to expanding what it is you do in your life? I'm in a place, I'm blessed, I'm lucky. I have worked hard, and I'm in a place where my personal life, my relationship is expanding. My relationship with my children is expanding. My spiritual connection is expanding. My physical body is operating at a high level. And my business is operating at a high level. And we're expanding. We're moving into some new areas of the law. We're expanding our footprint. We're expanding the services we provide to the community, both to the client community and to the legal community. And we're doing that on a number of fronts. And what I've noticed is that by doing that, by taking on these new businesses, this new idea, these new expansive kind of thinking, that I've hit the rock top to some degree. There's been some pushback on all kinds of stuff, right? Like real questions like, do I have enough time to do this? Do I have enough staff? Do I have enough physical room in my office to encompass everything that I'd like to do? I mean, just crazy stuff like that. Do we have the computers? I mean, we're going to do some video editing, and so I had to buy a computer that was capable of some pretty high level, fast video editing. And so it's those kinds of things that I've spent the last 6 months focusing on how do I set myself up for success in these new and emerging markets and expanding our footprint as a law firm. And the truth is that as I've done that, I've seen I felt more accurately, felt some pushback, some questioning, some questioning of, am I good enough? Are people going to listen to me? That's hilarious, Are people going to take me seriously in these new areas, And I think it has to do with a couple of things. First of all, it has to do with just being uncomfortable, right? Moving into a new space. And so, I've spent 10 years focused almost exclusively on, probably 90% on felony criminal defense. We have 40 plus jury trials. I could not feel more confident about my very, very high level of skill in that environment, right? I have no issue with walking into that environment, any human being on the earth and on the opposite side and saying, all right, let's get it on. It's coming. I'm bringing it 100%. And as I move into new areas, look, the same skills are applicable to those new areas. I mean, one of the things I'm doing with the legal community is specifically about jury trial work and my experience in jury trial work. And so that feels comfortable. I know that I can talk about it in that way. And yet I still have this idea that, man, is this going to work? Is this going to be successful? I don't even look. I mean, let's be frank. I'm really blessed. I'm a very successful man. I'm a very successful business. I have wonderful employees. We have an incredible staff here. I shouldn't be worried about whether it's going to work. My business is phenomenal right now, as it is. But as I want to expand, as I want to get better, as I want to grow more, as I want to move into areas of the law and into areas that I'm unfamiliar with, I get this pushback, this idea that, man, wow, that's rough up there, man. It's rough up there giving it a shot. And so as we get ready to launch these businesses in the next couple of weeks, and we're right at the edge here, we're at that moment where it's time to throw the switch. It's like, let's get it on. Let's start this process. I'm hitting some of the rock top. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling some of the pushback of expansion into new areas. And so I guess my question, what I'm focused on today is, where are you experiencing the rock top in your life, And have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that as a concept? That fact that if you're pushing to expand, you're pushing into something new. You're a young attorney and you just graduated law school. You're a young attorney and you're taking on your first jury trial or your first murder client or your first big divorce where you have to try it. or your first civil case where you have to carry the ball and you have to go into court and you have to create the case. You have to build the case for your client, and your client's life and well-being and day in court's on the line, and you don't know what that looks like. You're not sure what that looks like in your head. I mean, where are you in your life coming up against the rock top? And if you're not an attorney and if you're in some other business, where are you coming up against that? How are your sales numbers? Are you pushing into a zone, into an area where you're not used to it? Is it new? How about the number of hours you're working? How about the commitment you're making to your relationship, to your personal relationship in your life, to your loved ones? I mean, those kind of things to me, we can see and feel and exercise expansion in all of those areas. And are you coming up against a rock top? And have you ever thought, some of this resistance is just about expansion? Some of this resistance, I've prepared. I know where I'm going. I'm 100%, I'm certain I'm doing everything I can to be successful as we move forward. But there's still some resistance. There's still some oh man, is it going to be okay? Is it going to be all right? Am I going to be exposed? Oh man, I remember that when I first did my first couple of jury trials, I thought, man, am I going to walk in there and people are going to be like, who's this guy, man? Does he even know what he's talking about? Like this guy's lost. It's strange. I still have some of those feelings sometimes. Some of those feelings like, oh my God, this is a really tough case. We're going to take this thing on. Am I prepared enough? Am I good enough? Frankly, am I good enough? And it's weird that I have those questions, but that's some of what goes on in my head. That in the criminal law environment, in the trial environment, frankly, in front of a jury, that question is answered almost immediately. It's followed by, don't be silly. It's nonsense. You're incredibly good at this. Move forward. And there are some areas where I don't have that quick a response. And that pushback of that rock top is what's coming in for me. So anyway, that's where we're at today. That's what I'm thinking about today is the rock top. The rock top in my practice, the rock top in my professional life. What does this expansion look like, and what's holding me back? What's kind of pushing back on me in terms of expanding my professional life and the way that we're looking forward to? So anyway, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you guys listening. And we will, in fact, see you tomorrow because we're going to start doing the issue every day again, along with some other stuff as we roll out the next 2 weeks here at the Ambeau Law Firm. So thank you so much. Have a great day.